recorded, just keep talking. Maamar, the Rebbe's Maamar Ledodi of Chelik Dalet. We're on the top of page Shin Samachay. Okay, the last thing we were learning yesterday that the Rebbe asked if the whole inyan of Elul is that the king is in the field and therefore everybody is able to come meet the king. Why is it relevant that the Mashal says the king greets everybody, B'kabu panim b'sefer panim yafis, and Mar panim sechav kesel kulam? Why is that relevant? In addition to that, why is it two things? He receives everybody with Mar panim B'kabu kum b'sefer panim yafis, with like a smile, and then he shows them good countenance, whatever the word is. But Lepel, why do you need two things? So he says, we're in the middle of this us now. So in the bottom of Shin Samach Daud, he started explaining that what's the difference between the Gilui of Elul and the Gilui of Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. So he says two things. Number one, in order to come to Yom Kippur, it's like the Melech in the palace, you need to be a unique, special person. And the second thing is, another advantage of Elul is that it's even to people in the Midbar. Not only in the Sada, but like you said, in the Midbar. Okay, this is where we're up to. Four lines from the top of the page. What's the primary concept of the Yud Gimel Midas Racham, the 13 attributes of mercy in Elul, is to give koyach of tshuva. Like what the Rebbe explained before, that the Melech and Sada, the Elul, is just giving the koyach, the sinas koyach, to do it. It's coming from the Jew, right? He says, what's the primary nesinas koyach of the Melech Basada? The concept of tshuva. The tshuva kapshuta. Okay, the tshuva simply is al inyan built to tzuyim. What is the year tshuva? Generally speaking, primarily, tshuva is for Avedis. There's also the concept that Mashiachs are going to get tzaddikim to do tshuva. Tshuva is returning. No matter how great you are, you have to return to a greater level. But the bottom line is, if the whole concept of Melech Basod is for the koyach to do tshuva, it says primarily in the midbar, not in the sada. Midbar represents total evil. Yeah, but that's the koyach given by the Melech Basada. The Melech Basada gives the koyach to do ani ledodi, that you should become you should become closer, ani, I becoming closer to the king. That's Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur primarily. But as we'll learn, that's also in Elul, because it's part of the word Elul.
Why everything happening in Midbar?
Because Midbar represents a level of...
Stay there for 40 years.
Yeah, because the purpose of a Yid's descent into the body in Nefesh Habam is the descent into a Midbar. It's not only a Sada, the Nefesh Habam, the Yetzer Hara, is actually worse. It's a Midbar. It's trying to convince a person to sin. So Matar Torah is given a Midbar for a lot of reasons. Number one, to show it's open for everybody. Midbar is a hefker place. It's open to everybody. But primarily to show that even the Midbar has to be transformed. And what's the primary level of tshuva? It's for prikas oil. The Rebbe says that in regards to tshuva, primarily the concept of tshuva is because he threw off the yoke of Hashem. So now tshuva is returning to become closer to Hashem. Moving from where we understand, Shagilui de Elul, that the Gilui of Elul, Gam le'elu, Shem betachlis harichuk, also is not like Yom Kippur. The Gilui of Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur is like the Melech Basa in the palace, which is only for unique, special individuals. Melech Basad Elul, the Gilui is to everybody, even people that are in the level of Midbar. The Rebbe speaks about Sada, not Midbar, right, in the Maamar. He says like this. I mean, he's asking a very basic question. If the Rebbe means to say that the Melech Basad is not only in the Sada but also in the Midbar. So why is he saying Melech Basad? He should say Melech Bamidbar. He said because reality is Gilud Yul Gimel Midas Rachmim is not Bamidbar Atzmei, is not in the Midbar. He's going to say what it means. The Binyanim Shem Heipach Ratzon Hashem, in things that are contrary to Hashem, you can't say Gili Elokus. There's a revelation of godliness in them. In other words, Melech Basada, he explained, is the king revealing himself in the Sada. Okay? A king cannot reveal it, Elokus cannot be revealed in a Midbar. Because Midbar is a contradictory thing, Prikosoil, it's throwing off the yoke. You had a Melech is a Gil of Elokus. The revelation of Elokus cannot be in something anti-Elokus. 1 minute. Ella, so what does it mean? It's the Yidden that be Yisrael and Nimtzoim Bamidbar. The revelation of the Melech Basada is not to the Midbar. It's to the Jews that are in the Midbar. Va'gilui bahem. And what's the Gil? I'll explain in a second. Is in the Sinas Koyach, the given of the ability to go out of the Midbar to go to the Sada. In other words, when the king comes in the field and everybody's going to greet him, where are they going from?
City.
No. The city represents total Kedusha. He's saying, the Rebbe is saying, the Rebbe is explaining the Rebbe. The Rebbe is saying, it really is, the king is coming to the Midbar. But the king can't come to the Midbar. You can't have Gilui Elokus in the Midbar. So the king, one second, the king is coming into the Sada to give the Jews that are in the Midbar, it's not a Gilui to the Midbar, it's a Gilui to the Jews in the Midbar to be able to go into the Sada.
So it's us that make Hashem go way down.
Correct.
Or if the Jews were not in the Midbar, they wouldn't have been in Matan Torah.
So you're asking L'chaira, Matan Torah was in the Midbar, and the Gilui Elokus was in the Midbar. But that's the Gilui of Anechi, which over there, good and bad are equal. Melech Basada is Yud Gimel Midas Rachmim, which has to have a Keli of Kedusha. It can't have a Keli of evil. Matan Torah was Anechi Avay Lekecha. Anechi is over there, good and bad are equal. There's no difference between Midbar, Kedusha, anything. But he says on a regular basis, though, in Elul, the king cannot come out into a Midbar. He can come to a Gili, to the Jews in Midbar, to tell them to go to the Sada to meet the king.
This king that is coming, Melech Basada, is not honored. It's not the essence of Hashem.
No. It's Yud Midas Rachmim, not the essence of Hashem. Based on this, so we can understand that what he says in the Maamar, it says in the Mashal, the king receives kulam, all of them. What do you mean all of them? Hakavon es kula shagam elu shehem rakureitzin lahakbu pnei hamelech. That those people, he's saying, what does it mean? What's Alter Rebbe mean? That even the people that just want to meet the king, but actually they're not even doing it. They're still in Midbar. Elishem shvuyim bidei yitzram. They're in captivity by the Yetzer Hara. Gam elu shem rakureitzim lekabel pnei ha'el, but gam chemis edim etzim rotzen lasses tshuva. Even when they want to do tshuva and to accept the yoke of Hashem, ein zeh bo b'poil, it doesn't come into reality because he's captivity in the Midbar. Gam eisem u'mekabel b'sefer panim yafes. Even those people the king meets. V'zem ha'order, that's, I'll explain in a second. This awakens by them the rotzin chozik v'takef, those very powerful will to meet the king, By the Ratzin that through this will, they overcome the difficulties. So the Rebbe is explaining this. I told you, he's ripping apart this whole, every word of the Rebbe's mashal. What happens in Elul is like this. The king is going out. Everybody's accessible to the king. That means whoever wants can do tshuva. Not only people that are in the Sadar, which is not ear, but it's Sadar, it's still things grow. He says the king is really revealing himself even to the level of the people in the midbar. Why does it say Melech Basada? Because the king can't Kedusha, Yud Gimel Midas Arachmim cannot be revealed in a place of Klipa. You need a Keli for it. It's not like Matan Torah Nechi, the essence of Hashem, there's no difference between midbar, ear, Sada, it's all the same thing. So the king is really revealing himself to the Jew. And he said, what do you mean Mekabel is Kulam? L'chaira, not everybody goes to meet the king. Some people can't, they're in captivity. The Yetzirah, the midbar, doesn't let them go to meet the king. Even those Jews that are in midbar, that means the Yetzirah doesn't let him go out to the city, to the field to meet the king. Even those people, the king is ma'ared, he receives all of them. Even the people that are not the keli for it, they're in the midbar. Also the king sees and smiles at them, and that creates within them a willpower to go out of the captivity and overcome all the difficulties. That means what the Rebbe is explaining is, in the Mashal Al Rebbe, what happens in the Gilui of Elul, even those people that as of now do not even want to do tshuva, the Melech is revealed to them, giving them the kerech to still overcome that, even that desire not to do tshuva because they're in midbar, and to do it. Because based on what the Baal Shem Tov said, the b'makom sheretzeinah shel adam shama nimsa, where a person wants to be, that's where they are. He's saying these people want to do tshuva, but it's not happening because they're in addiction, so to speak. They're in addiction to the midbar, who's not letting them go. But boy, they can't. They want. I would like to break the habit. Yeah, people say, I love to break the habit, but I can't. Okay. So the bottom line is, if the person has a real will to break the habit, number one, he will. Because the Gemara says, nothing stands in the way of the will. Right? If you really want, the problem is we don't want. If you really want to do something, you'll do it. Even to get out of captivity. But that gives the person that will to really want to go out. So Lepoil, if you think about it, the fact that they want to, even if they can't, because they're in captivity, but the Ratzin is there, so that they're there. The Ratzin is the Nesinas Koyach of El. El is the Nesinas Koyach. Hashem gave the person the very strong power and ability to do it. But the guy has to want to do it.
But it's easier, Rabbi.
It's easier said than done, yeah.
No, it's easier to do it.
Yeah, it's in Elul, it's easier.
And even those that they don't want it, Hashem is still greet them with His smile.
Correct. Because like the Rambam says, the real will of a Jew is to want it. They don't want to, but the real will is that they do want it. Okay, so now he says, that's one thing. Mekabel kulam. Kulam means everybody, no matter if you're still in the midbar stuck and whatever. And then he adds, in other words, umara panim seicha kaislu kulam. And he shows a good countenance to everybody. What does that mean? The chilik bein mekabel seva panim yafas. Lemara panim seicha kais. One is mekabel kulam, receiving, and the second one is showing. Mara panim seicha kais. The law shemekabel neifel al davar sheyeshni mekaydim. When you say, I'm receiving something, that object has to be existing. You can't receive something that's not existent. Right? But Sheyashni mikodim lefnei shekibu v'umekabel sadover. Okay? Now, mad upon him seicha case, the second thing is you showing it to the person. Shaponim seicha case, shaloi, his good countenance, mekabel is, that panim seicha that he has, madu megala eisim l'zulasi, he reveals something they don't even have. So the Rebbe is explaining like this. Mekabel means to receive something that has to be there already. But then, Madapanim Sechak means you're showing it, you're giving to them your face, you're showing them. That means they don't even have to have that level yet. You're giving it to them. It's similar to what we learned many times, the difference between tefillah and bracha. Bracha means to bring down. Yeah, you go to a tzaddik for a bracha. Yeah, so you have a bracha for panasa, children, shit, whatever it may be. Yeah, so the tzaddik gives you a bracha. What does it mean? What's the concept? Why can't you do it? Why is the tzaddik doing it? Because it's up there, as they say in America, it's in the stars. Okay, but you can't schlep it down. We don't have enough koyach to schlep it down. You go to a tzaddik's on a higher level. He's up all the way up there, so he can push it down. Pushing it down is easier than pulling it down, right? So the tzaddik is on a greater level. He pushes it down for you. What happens if it's not there? It's not in the stars. He can't push down. He can't bring down something that's not there. So bracha only works if it's in the stars, but we don't have the koyach to bring it down. So the tzaddik brings it down. Or the Rebbe said every Jew can give another Jew a bracha. Tefillah. What do we say in davening? Yehi ratzin milfanecha. Yehi ratzin milfanecha means may it become a will. That means tefillah's uniqueness over bracha is even if it's not there, we're asking Yehi ratzin milfanecha. May it become the will of Hashem. Sheibana beis hamikdash, whatever it may be. So tefillah creates something new, and that's what the Rebbe is saying. Similar to that, mekabel par kulam receives them. If it's not there, you can't receive them. But mad upon him, that's what he's showing from above. He's creating something new. And even if they don't have it, he gives it to them.
Usually when somebody smiles at you, you smile back. Someone should find his back.
Kamayim upon him.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exact. But it's coming first from the other person. Here it's coming from the king, that's mad upon him seicha case.
The concept of the tefillah.
What?
The concept of the tefillah itself would bring it down, or you have to say that it is.
No, tefillah means you're asking Hashem to create something even if it's not there. There are many people that came to the Rebbe for a bracha, and the Rebbe gave him a bracha. So they had the chutzpah, but they got what they wanted. They said they don't want a bracha, they want a promise. They want a promise. I know people that went to the Rebbe for a bracha for children, whatever. The Rebbe gave him the guy said, no, I don't want a bracha. I want a promise. Because then tzaddik goyzer HaKadosh Baruch Hu mekayim. A tzaddik can decree, and then it happens. It's like bracha and tefillah together. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. It worked. Yeah, they had a kid. So there is a concept of tzaddik goyzer HaKadosh Baruch Hu mekayim. But again, it got to work. Okay, so he said, in fourth line of Parakeh. Yeah, Parakeh. That's what Dr. Rebbe is adding after he says the king receives everybody with Sefer Panim Yafes. He adds that Hashem gives, he initiates it. Dezeh shemekabel panim b'sefer panim yafos. Usharot in the ha'am lahagbos pnei hamelech. Then the first thing is mekabel kura means the will that the people want to come to the king. The king receives them, right? Vayisaf the matter panim sochek asud kshemis eder berotzen lasis tshuva. When a person wants to do tshuva, when a person comes to do tshuva, then Hashem gives him the revelation from above. That even is ma'arid through tshuva. Okay? In other words, here the Rebbe is adding, in other places in Chassidus it says that there's tshuva awakens a certain level of elokus. Tshuva awakens a certain love of Hashem, revelation of Hashem to the person. But then there's a second level. It's a revelation from above that tshuva doesn't even reach there. It's higher, it's a complete gilui mamayla. That's mara panim seicha keis l'kulam. That not mekabel kulam b'sefer panim yaf says when the Jew wants to do tshuva, the Jew wants to go out of midbar to come to the Sada, so the king is accepting him, smiling at him, accepting even though he didn't come yet, he's still in midbar, but he wants to. Then there's a deeper level. Then the king reveals himself to the person, a level of elokus that even tshuva can't reveal. The complete level higher than that.
It's coming from above.
That comes from above.
This, the Jew is not, that is not carnal, feels this, and
The neshama feels it.
But the Yetzer Hara is opposite.
Yeah. If not, life would be easy.
If it's so potent, it should go in.
The potency needs a keli. You can have this revelation from above, but, like the lighter, you flick it, the spark comes out, but where's the fuel to hold it? You see this more by Sephardic Jews, interestingly, than by Ashkenazi Jews. Ne'ilah, for the last shofar. Yeah, for the shofar at the end of Ne'ilah. The shofar at the end of Ne'ilah is a minig. It's not even halacha. Okay, it's a sign that the Shekhinah is leaving. Right? Yeah. Yet, people are so fanatic about that. They're more fanatic about that shofar than Rosh Hashanah shofar. Yeah? Rosh Hashanah shofar is mamish, a biblical mitzvah and a Torah to listen to. So if you think logically, it doesn't make sense. Right? A person's neshama should be more stimulated to listen to shofar and Rosh Hashanah. Yom Kippur at the end, Ne'ilah, big deal. But that's because it's at the end of Ne'ilah. It's when Yechidah Shebenefesh by every single Jew is revealed. So where's that coming from? It's not coming Mamata Lamayla. It's not coming from the Avoid of the Jew. They drove to Shul. Think about it. Right? Many of them will drive, yeah? They're driving on Yom Kippur what? To listen to a shofar blow, which is not even, whatever it is. Yeah? Where's it coming from? It's coming from the Shema Yisrael, Baruch Shem, Hashem Melech, Hashem, there's 3 times, 7 times, 1 time, 3 times, 7 times, right? That's the Gili Mumayla. And what the problem is, by all of us, yeah? By an average religious Jew, any way you want to look at it, Yom Kippur, they come to Shul, they say, you know what, I got to become a little bit better, yeah? A normal religious Jew, yeah? Come to Yom Kippur to Shul, Yeah, okay, you know, time to take life a little bit more serious, yeah? Did you ever see somebody the next day, a changed person?
As they say in Texas, smidgen.
So what happened? Does that mean that Yom Kippur was fake? It's fake news? No. It is. It was real. Person has a Yetzer Hara, he's back addicted to the midbar. You know what I mean? So he's addicted back to the Yetzer Hara. So that's what it's all about.